December 1st, 2022. In a federal courtroom in Manhattan, Nicholas Truglia waits as Judge Alvin Hellerstein reads the sentence: 18 months in prison. Then comes the larger number: $20,379,007. No vault had been opened. One phone number had changed hands. This is how a SIM swap became the master key to a digital life. A telephone number was never designed to prove who someone is. Its original job was much simpler. It routed calls. Later, it routed text messages. Then online companies gave it another role. A forgotten password could be reset with a text. A suspicious login could be approved with a text. A locked account could be recovered with a text. Each decision made access more convenient. Together, they turned the phone number into part of a person's identity. The problem is that a phone number is portable. It does not permanently belong to one device or one plastic card. A mobile carrier can link the number to a replacement SIM, an eSIM, or a different provider. This is necessary when a customer loses a phone or changes carriers. But the same feature creates an opening. If someone persuades or compromises the carrier, the number can move without the legitimate owner moving anywhere. This is a SIM swap. The attacker does not need to steal the victim's physical phone. The attacker targets the company controlling the number. According to the FBI, SIM swap schemes have used social engineering, corrupt insiders, and phishing attacks against carrier employees. The exact method varies. The result is the same. The carrier links the victim's number to a SIM controlled by someone else. The victim's phone may suddenly lose service. Calls stop arriving. Text messages disappear. The device might display no signal or an error from the network. At first, this can look ordinary. A bad connection, a damaged phone, a carrier outage. While the victim tries to understand what happened, the number may already be active on another device. Now the attacker can receive messages addressed to the victim. That does not automatically unlock everything. A SIM swap does not reveal every password. It does not decrypt the victim's phone. It does not expose the recovery phrase stored offline for a hardware wallet. The attacker still needs an account connected to the number, an existing password, personal information, or a recovery process that accepts SMS as proof. But many systems were built to accept exactly that. The attacker selects "Forgot password." The service sends a recovery link or a one-time code. The message travels to the victim's number. The carrier now routes that number somewhere else. A 6-digit code appears on the attacker's device. The website sees the correct code and accepts it. The code proves control of the number. The website quietly treats that as proof of identity. Those are not the same thing. Email can become the most valuable account in the chain. It contains password reset messages, financial notifications, old documents, contact lists, and evidence of which platforms the owner uses. Once an email account is compromised, the attacker may discover cryptocurrency exchanges, payment services, cloud storage, social media, and banking correspondence. The stolen email can then help recover other accounts. Those accounts can help confirm control of the email. The system begins trusting itself. Every successful reset makes the attacker look more legitimate. Every failed login makes the real owner look more suspicious. Around January 2018, participants in one scheme targeted the online accounts of a cryptocurrency holder. The public court record does not identify who personally performed the SIM swap or describe every step used against the carrier. What it confirms is that the victim's mobile number was swapped, the participants gained unauthorized access to online accounts, and those accounts led them to a cryptocurrency wallet. Inside was more than $20 million. Nicholas Truglia was not described in the government sentencing account as the person who personally transferred the phone number. His role came after the intrusion had begun. According to the Justice Department, one participant contacted Truglia and added him to an online call with other members of the scheme. During that call, Truglia learned about the SIM swap. He then agreed to make an online account under his control available to receive cryptocurrency diverted from the victim's wallet. The account became a loading dock. Over the next several hours, stolen cryptocurrency entered the Truglia-controlled account. There, it was converted into Bitcoin. Other participants transferred much of that Bitcoin into accounts they controlled. A portion remained for Truglia. The Justice Department said he kept at least approximately $673,000. The attackers had found the weakness in the victim's identity system, but the money created another weakness. Cryptocurrency can move without a bank branch. Transactions can cross accounts quickly. Wallet addresses do not display a person's name in the same way as a conventional checking account. But the assets still have to reach places the criminals can operate. They have to be received, converted, divided, or sold. Each interaction can create a record. In this case, part of the stolen fortune entered an online account controlled by Truglia. The operation had begun by separating a phone number from its owner. It started to break when the money touched an identifiable account. Federal investigators reconstructed enough of that movement to prosecute Truglia. The official sentencing record credits special agents from the United States Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York and the FBI's Las Vegas field office. Truglia later pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit wire fraud. On December 1, 2022, Judge Hellerstein sentenced him to 18 months in prison and 3 years of supervised release. The court ordered him to forfeit $983,010.72. It also ordered him to pay $20,379,007 in restitution within 60 days. That number returns us to the courtroom. It represents what became accessible after one mobile number was reassigned. But it does not mean every SIM swap produces a $20 million loss. It means the attack can scale to whatever the connected accounts contain. For one victim, that might be a social media profile. For another, it could be email, bank access, cryptocurrency, private documents, or the recovery path to an entire business. The FBI had already seen the pattern expanding. From January 2018 through December 2020, its Internet Crime Complaint Center received 320 complaints involving SIM swapping. The reported adjusted losses were approximately $12 million. Then the numbers changed. In 2021 alone, the center received 1,611 complaints. Reported adjusted losses exceeded $68 million. The technique was no longer an isolated trick. It had become an industry. What makes the attack powerful is not the SIM card itself. The card does not secretly contain every account. The real power comes from the relationships between institutions. The carrier controls where the number goes. The email provider may trust the number. A financial platform may trust the email. A social account may accept both. The attacker does not always need to defeat each institution separately. The attacker needs the chain to keep accepting the previous institution's decision. One transfer can start a sequence. Number to text message to email, email to financial account to changed recovery details. By the time the legitimate owner restores mobile service, the attacker may have replaced passwords, removed trusted devices, created new recovery options, and triggered fraud alerts against the person who actually owns the accounts. The victim has recovered the number, but lost the identity built around it. Regulators eventually responded. In 2023, the Federal Communications Commission adopted rules aimed at SIM swap and port-out fraud. Wireless providers were directed to use secure customer authentication methods before redirecting numbers. The rules also called for notifications about SIM changes and number port requests, account lock options, employee training, fraud reporting procedures, and faster investigation and remediation. These protections target the carrier side of the chain. Security guidance has also changed. The National Institute of Standards and Technology now treats authentication through the public telephone network as restricted. Its guidance says services should consider warning signals such as a recent SIM change, device swap, number port, or other abnormal behavior before sending an authentication secret by SMS or voice. NIST also states that out-of-band authentication is not resistant to phishing. The 6-digit code still works. It is simply no longer treated as unquestionable. There are alternatives. Authenticator applications can generate codes without relying on the carrier's routing of a telephone number. Security keys and properly implemented passkeys can use cryptographic proof instead of an SMS message. None removes every form of risk, but they break the specific connection that makes SIM swapping valuable. Control the number, receive the secret. The larger problem is recovery. A service can offer strong authentication during normal login, then fall back to a phone number when the user loses access. That recovery path may become the weakest route into the account. Security is not defined only by the strongest lock on the front door. It is also defined by what customer support accepts when someone says the key is missing. The SIM swap did not create this structure. It revealed